He's a pillar of community opinion.
Wake Up with Rob Snow returns on City News 1011.
It's time for Money Monday with Peter Fraser, certified financial planner, investment advisor with Credential Q-Trade Securities and Alterna Wealth Management Group here in Ottawa. Good morning.
Good morning, Rob.
You do not come bearing the greatest of news this morning, Peter, about our wealth. What is going to happen to our net worth?
Well, let's not shoot the messenger, but that is the story for this morning, Rob. And wanted to reference an article that kind of makes it official. That's in a new report out that Royal Bank of Canada has just dropped. And in one of their thought leadership pieces that they call Proof Point, it expects Canadians' wealth to drop at a pace that we haven't seen in decades. So I thought we could spend a few minutes on that and the possible implications and the opportunities it presents us with.
Okay, by all means, Peter. Go ahead.
All right. So the backdrop here is something we've become very familiar with in 2022. That's the things like steep increases in interest rates. That's painfully high inflation, and that's those housing market declines. And these have kind of conspired to clamp down on us and create what's shaping up as the largest quarterly decline in net wealth for Canadians on record. So, as you say, kind of an important report, a sobering report really to pay attention to. But it's also important to put into context that Canadians amassed $3.9 trillion in net wealth during the pandemic. Changes to wealth were massive, with growth of $2 trillion in home values and almost the same in financial market assets. And you and I have talked about this before, Rob, but this wealth increase had a historically outsized contribution from a real estate boom that drove values up by more than 50%. So the housing charge boom has ended. We know that. And in fact, during this painful reversal so far, almost $1 billion of that $4 billion in wealth accumulation has been lost as those housing markets reprice under these rate increases. And
trillion.
Yeah.
$1 trillion of wealth. Yeah. Okay. So this is sort of kind of looking in the rearview mirror and the impact of the interest rate hikes and the demand destruction in the economy, which is quite by design from the Bank of Canada because it wants to do something about inflation. I'm curious what the Royal Bank sees going forward. Is it more pain ahead, Peter?
Yeah, I would say that the way they describe it is our pain point hasn't been met yet. We're not there yet. In fact, with these rate hikes continuing, that as you point out, that net wealth loss could total a little under $2 trillion. So almost 40% of what was accumulated. And the phenomena from the planning and sort of financial perspective, which is our focus on Mondays, is just that there is a knock-on effect to confidence and the wealth feeling, because they look at a 30-year study here where, a $1 decline in home equity, as an example, historically has caused a $1.30 30-cent decline in household consumption. And, it sounds small on the surface, but it could be large if the numbers are large. So because we like to end on a high note, and I think there are some silver linings to recall here, that is a fairly, bleak report, but I don't think it comes as a surprise to many of us. But, quick tables are turning, of course. A retrenchment of pandemic gains is underway. But I believe that one of those silver linings is that there's every indication that not all of those wealth gains are likely to disappear. Things revert. And on a net basis, I still think that ultimately will be positive, albeit more modestly. And the other thing, because winter's on the way where we live, of course, but we've got certain preparatory rituals that we engage in, sort of tires, hats, coats, salt, putting on some hibernation weight. And I think this RBC report is one of a few that sets out some clear information that helps us to prepare and protect as well. So that comes to our plan, that comes to our portfolio, and it comes generally to things like our overall financial preparedness. So, maybe a little bit of a financial winter, but opportunities present themselves in just times like this. So get that deep dive in on what may be needed now to get through it. Reach out to your planner. Do it soon. Do it often. And as we always say to wind this up, that the RBC study and all of this morning's points are available for listeners at Money Mondays at Alterna.ca.
Excellent. My favorite part of today was hibernation weight. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. Hibernation weight. No, honey, it's just hibernation weight, honey. Yeah, okay.
We had the COVID-19 and the winter weight. Yep. Thank you, Rob.
Okay. Thank you, Peter. Yeah, that's Peter Fraser for Money Monday. And again, Money Mondays at Alterna.ca. You can contact him there. Certified financial planner, investment advisor with Credential Q-Trade Securities and Alterna Wealth Management Group. Well, we'll find out what David has ready to go for the Talkback Hour. It includes some live news events. I know that for sure. That's coming up next.